Good morning, everybody. I just want to say good morning, and the holiday is over now. I guess this is the next day, but I wasn't very honest with you guys yesterday. I'm ashamed of myself, honestly. I'm not scripting this. Everything I've ever put out, videos, you may think that I'm just, coming off improvising and jamming and, first minute protest. But in all reality, everything I did was pre-thought out. I put a little storyboard down, rehearsed it maybe once before I pulled it off. Everything I did, everything I say, has a double Nintendo to it. I'm acting. I'm not really. I'm being truthful. I'm being sincere, but I'm trying to make it entertaining. And some of the things I do, I think are hilarious, people. I watch my videos. I laugh my ass off. I laugh so hard my belly hurts. I cry. It's just fucking hilarious. Did you see pedophilia? Oh my God, pedophilia. Oh, it's so fucking funny. I'm sorry, folks. You don't get me. I'm 1%. But I think I'm pretty hilarious. And I'm thinking it too, man, with the First Amendment rights. Protesting. Every video. Every time. But anyway, what I wasn't honest about was my niece asked me, she said, the CIA tortured you, Uncle Brad? And she's Miranda. She was my sweetest little baby you ever saw. I don't know if you feel that way about your own family, but when you see your own family, that must be why Willie loved me so much. Because when you recognize and see your own flesh and blood family relations, they're beautiful, man. I'm not saying that in a sexual way. I'm saying they're beautiful. They are. And she was a beautiful girl. All her life, she's been beautiful. And I wanted to protect her. I didn't want to tell her the truth, what they did, what I did, what I'm ashamed of. But I can't fucking face with my PTSD and my chronic fucking suicidal depression that they won't give me fucking cannabis for. That works every time. I can take one hit, then it goes away. The crazy thoughts go away. And they come in like at 1,000,000 miles an hour in a fucking tornado, man. They're there. They're going, do something. And I can't, I take a hit and relax. That's how fast PTSD is relieved with cannabis, and they won't give it to our soldiers. So this is why when I think about Rainbow Farm and what happened there, and what I went through in the military with my PTSD, just a little bitty thing, little thing PTSD does to me, it makes me think crazy thoughts. It's the side effects that come from the PTSD that is so debilitating and crippling and just mind-numbingly fucking painful. Okay? It's suicidal depression, man. And that's what comes along with the freaking PTSD. And you gave it to every soldier who's ever fought in this country. I wasn't even in war. I was in peacetime when my friend's brains were all over his goddamn uniform and I had to see that shit. Live with that. The nicest guy in the world got killed in peacetime right in front of my friends. They walked into the hospital and saw me and I was like, what happened? They got brains and blood all the way from the top of their clothes to their feet. And they said Dougie's brains just landed in my lap. Okay? I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I wasn't a part of it. But I feel it, man. And I'll never forget it. I never forgot anything I learned in the infantry. That's how I was able to tell what the FBI did at Rainbow Farms. That's what I hate about this book right here. I'm sorry, Dean. I appreciate that you wrote a book. You got people to know that actual something happened at Rainbow Farm. But all you did was you regurgitated the official word that came from the press. I mean, that's all it is. So it's just a bunch of bull crap. Let me explain it. Remember when 9/11 happened? Some planes crashed into a building. The building's free-falled. They burned for 2 weeks. Steel beams were vaporized and melting in puddles of molten steel in the basement for 2 weeks after the planes hit. But then they come out with the official story. The official story from the police department, from the FBI, from the CIA, from the investigators, from the engineers, the architects. They hammer you with all these facts and say, this is what happened. What you're seeing is not what you're seeing, really. What you're seeing is what we're telling you happened. Nah, it wasn't no demolition crew. It wasn't no top secret operation done in the middle of the night when the power was off 2 weeks before the buildings came down. Now, you don't supposed to know that shit, are you? Or the building that just collapsed on its own because he was scared of fright. What was that, building 7? But anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is once they get the narrative of the story they want to feed you and they start hammering it down with videos and books and movies, they're going to give him a movie deal. Did they ask Derek DeCrane for an interview? Did they ask me for an interview? Did they ask the funeral director in Cass County, Vandalia, Michigan for an interview? Did they? That's who you need to talk to if you want to write a book or a movie or me. I was there, folks. I was there. And anyway, we were in the funeral home. This is where it goes, folks. We were in the funeral home 9/11, that day, for Raleigh's funeral. The sweetest, wonderfulest guy you could ever meet. They had wreaths that were 6 feet tall with flowers sent from High Times in rainbow colors. Steve Hager, God darn, what a wonderful man. I love him. I've only met him like once or twice. He wouldn't know me from Adam's House Cat. But he used to hang down at the farm where I'd go with Steve Gaskins. And he would hang out there all the time. I'd see him. I wouldn't introduce myself. Because, he's a celebrity as far as I'm concerned. He might want to relax, and not be pestered by some guy wanting his autograph. Which I would never ask somebody for their autograph. I mean, that's just not my style. But anyway, here I go off track. We're sitting there in the funeral home, distraught. Everyone is just totally just bawling their eyes out, How could we not? And then the funeral director lady comes up from Sharon. She says, she's bawling too. She says, why would they bring in Raleigh handcuffed behind his back, pants down around his ankles, and his scrotum is gone? It looks and appears as if it was kicked off. And it was, bam! The PTSD hit me, boy! My memories. I know exactly what the fuck happened, man. Because I and my fellow soldiers were trained to do that exact fucking thing. We were trained. Thank God for the CIA and their brilliant fucking idea to torture fucking people. Do I look like a fucking Nazi general to you? I'm not. I'm an American soldier and I don't want to torture people. I don't want to have to interrogate, waterboard, punch, kick, stab, poison anyone. Especially my own friends and troops that we had to do it to, so that we would have a taste of what torture is. Oh, it's just a little torture. It don't kill you. It just gets you to give us some information, a little interrogation. Go ahead, boys. That's what they did, boys. They tortured Raleigh. He was in the position of torture. They kicked his fucking balls off, and they're probably hanging as a trophy in some FBI agent's wall next to his weaponry. And his photograph, where he's standing over Raleigh with his foot on his butt, going, yeah, look what I got, his balls. Because that's what they trained us to do, folks. Did you see 9/11? You ever hear of Fallujah? When I saw pictures of what they were doing, they had bodies 7 feet high, tall, and soldiers masked with little black so you wouldn't know who they were. Just like Rainbow Farm, not a single one of those FBI agents or a cop had a name or a badge. They were all wearing black uniforms. You couldn't know who they were. They didn't want you to know who they were, and they were lying to you. They lied to you. They wrote a book. They're going to make a movie. They're going to hammer it down. It's history, folks. You're going to learn it in college. And it's all bullshit. I'm sorry. But they tortured Raleigh, I am sure of it. And before that happened, I was in Sweetwater, Tennessee at a festival, and the FBI agent just happened to blow us cover. He says, hey man, I know who you are. I've seen you at Rainbow Farms. I know all about you. I know all about what you did in Florida. I know what you did in Texas. And I'm telling you, we believe in you. Me and my friends in the FBI, we think you're doing the right thing, Brian. You and Cher are going to help sick and dying people. What's wrong with that, man? That is a good thing. But I want you to do me a favor. Don't ever, ever go back to Rainbow Farms. I'm like, why not? He says, well, the FBI is planning something, and it's going to be really, really bad. And I don't want you or Cher anywhere near that, okay? I immediately ran away from where he was at. He had his own booth, his own T-shirts that he was selling. He was an undercover FBI narc, and he had been at Rainbow Farms dozens of times. Him and his men. And when Rainbow Farms went down, we were surrounded with over 100 federal FBI agents like that. So I wonder who called that in, Mr. Presidente Bush. And you know why I'm going there? I'm going to tell you why. Because when I was in the infantry, we had a boy named Jameson, basic training. Everybody started going, oh, Jameson walks a little funny. Ooh, Jameson talks a little funny. Ooh, Jameson dresses a little funny. Ooh, Jameson's music's a little funny. Wow, Jamin must be a queer. Ooh, the gospel. Ooh, I heard them all. I was in my bunk. I was a newbie. I had my hair cut. I was scared shitless. They all got up in the middle of the night, ran down to the shower room in their underwear, got bars of soap, put them in blankets, ran up the stairs, and I started beating Jameson. I heard him crying and screaming. I was in my bed sitting up going, oh my God, what can I do? What can I do? I can't do nothing, man. I'm by myself. They're going to beat the shit out of me if I try to stop it. So all I could do was just sit there and pray with all my heart and soul. Please, God, save Jameson. And the next thing I knew, I laid back down. I tried to sleep, tried to relax, and I hear crack, a fucking boom. They had wrapped Jameson up in his blanket, put him in his wall locker, carried him up to the second floor story of Harmony Church basic building, and threw him out the window. Crash onto the ground. Kaboom. That's what I heard. And it was right in front of the drill sergeant's building. They came out of the building like hornets on a fucking wood. They dogged us for a month. Every minute of the day because of this. They never let us do nothing after that, man. They had us, they were in our face this close, screaming at us at a parade wrestle. We're shaking like a leaf on a tree for hours in the sun, doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, doing everything they yelled at us to do because we mistreated this fellow soldier. You know, he was gay, but he was a thief. He had to join the military because he had broken the law. He had a choice, either join the military or go to jail. And Jameson later stole from a bunch of Germans when we were in Europe at a guest house and drinking, having fun, singing and prosting and just wonderful time. He stole the cash box off the register and we caught him in the bathroom counting the money. Once again, Jameson, you know, you fucked up, buddy. But instead of beating his ass, he got a full discharge. He was kicked out of the Army for that because he made our whole unit look bad. He made all Americans look bad. The Germans went from loving us, singing and dancing with us, to get out of our guest house and you lousy Americans. We don't like Americans. That's what we don't like about you because you're thieves. Whoa, we didn't deserve that. But, you know, that's what happens. Shit rolls downhill. And when they brought Raleigh in, it triggered my PTSD so bad because I've done that to other soldiers. I've had them handcuffed with their pants around their ankles and kicked them in the groin, poked them with pins, poked them with knives. You know, not to kill them, just give them a little taste of torture. So that's what they did to us, folks. It really upsets me. It drives my suicidal maniac depression that I use cannabis for, okay? Peace out, man. Let's end the drug war. Let's get cannabis to PTSD veterans who deserve it and need it, man, who've done everything. We were willing to torture people, and they won't even give us a medicine that's safe and effective to treat the symptoms that come from that. America, the free. It's America, land of the P. And if you don't get your COVID shot, they're going to outlaw you too, buddy. You're going to go to jail. We're going to take your job. Get the COVID jab. Yeah. Now let's just trust them again. Yeah. Peace out, everybody. I'm sorry to bring this on y'all, but I have to let my family know what happened.